Hello and welcome to the Save Mind Solution. Do you feel relaxed with your partner? Are you able to say what you feel and what you think to them? Or do you sometimes feel on edge and sort of filter what you say in case it makes them angry or upsets them? Do you exhale and start relaxing when they leave? I'm going to be asking 4 key questions which will help you to determine whether or not your relationship is making you anxious. You'll then be better informed on whether you can work at the relationship or whether this relationship is not going to change and therefore how toxic this relationship is for you as an individual. In today's video, we're going to be looking at 4 key questions. 4 key questions that will determine whether or not your relationship is making you anxious. Put downs, being ignored, being scared, feeling controlled. All these things, including accepting behaviours that other people may not consider acceptable, all these things are things that can make you anxious in a relationship. Let us look at these 4 questions now, and they will enable you to be able to have a better, more informed view on your relationship, and as a result empower you to be able to make decisions to reduce your anxiety and stress in your relationship and also in your life. So the first question is, do you find that you're more relaxed on your own than when you are with your partner? Now, if so, there may be a number of reasons for this. It doesn't automatically mean that your partner is making you anxious. You may be more introverted or shy by nature and enjoy your company, so therefore tend to fully relax and maybe recharge when you're alone. But if you feel that it's difficult to be yourself when your partner is around for fear of being ridiculed or criticized, for example, that's a very different matter. If you do find yourself being more relaxed when you're on your own instead of your partner, it's worth identifying the reasons behind that. If you do find yourself being more relaxed when you're not with your partner, it's worth identifying the reasons behind this. When you're with them, do you always find yourself walking on eggshells, for example, because you're worried about saying the wrong thing? Do you feel very resentful towards your partner? Are there a lot of misunderstandings and therefore is communication an issue? What is it that stops you from being fully relaxed with your partner and therefore increase anxiety as a result? That is the key, and that is worth finding out. So question 2 is, do you constantly think about your words and actions when you're with your partner? So for example, do you worry about saying or doing the wrong things and ultimately maybe losing your partner as a result? If so, do you feel this is due to a lack of confidence on your part, or do you actually feel it's more a case of your partner making you feel insecure? Now, more of this on question 3. For some of the clients that I've worked with, the constant editing of their words and their actions is usually driven by fear. So fear of the ridicule, fear of repercussions, and sometimes even fear of violence. We all need to think about how words affect others. But if you find that every word and every action goes through a censor first, then this will automatically heighten stress and anxiety. And you're not being true to yourself either. And question 3 is, do you feel insecure in your relationship? Now, feeling insecure in your relationship can really increase your anxiety. There can be many reasons for feeling insecure, and we're going to look at some of them here. So, have you ever been cheated on in the past? Do you need time to rebuild the trust again? Or do you actually feel stuck and you can't see yourself ever trusting anybody again? One of the things that may make you feel insecure is if your partner is overly flirtatious, for example, or crossing your own relationship boundaries. Each couple needs to know what their relationship boundaries are, and that's going to be different for every couple. For some people it might be flirting, kissing is okay, but not sleeping with someone, and for some people it might be I don't think so for any of those. So it's different for everybody. But I think the most important thing is that you both know what are your boundaries. If insecurity in your relationship is making you anxious, think about what lies behind that insecurity. Do you feel it lies more with you, with your partner, with the both of you? So question 4 is, do you know the relationship is not right, but you're still finding it hard to leave? So there can be many reasons for this. One of them is loneliness. Now, loneliness for some can feel unbearable and make them feel very, very anxious. So much so that they would rather remain in a thoughtless, loveless, and sometimes even abusive relationship rather than face the idea of being on their own. The irony here is that people who find themselves in that situation often feel more lonely than when they're actually physically alone in the relationship, and that's worth thinking about. So on paper your partner ticks all the boxes, but you still feel anxious about ending the relationship because there's no chemistry or bond. The anxiety in your relationship could be familiar and seen as part of your couple. So that's one of the reasons why it feels hard to make that decision to leave. There can be also anxiety in leaving a relationship if you want children. You may be anxious not knowing when or if you would meet another person in time in inverted commas, depending on your circumstances, whether that's to do with health or with age, but that can be a real thing for a lot of people. The anxiety of leaving a relationship and not knowing if they're going to be able to form another relationship in order to be able to create a family with that person. You may feel anxious due to a toxic relationship, but may not want to challenge this or end it, as you don't feel you deserve better. So a really important note, if there's any abuse in your relationship, it is really important to seek professional help or to go to an appropriate organisation to be able to get the help that you need today. So having looked at each question, do you feel that your partner is making you anxious? And if yes, is that something that can be discussed between the both of you? If that's too difficult, is it something that you could discuss with a therapist? If you've tried to change these things in the relationship in the past and the behaviours and your partner are still not changing, do you want to live the rest of your life feeling stressed and anxious? Not being able to be you, possibly being scared, or whatever it may be for you? Really think about that last question. Don't forget to check out my other videos and to press the subscribe button if you would like to see more videos on anxiety, relationship issues or well-being. I will be uploading a new video each week, and if you've got any comments or anything that's worked for you, I'd love to hear from you, so if you'd like to write in the comments below. And thank you for watching.